Hey there, YouTube. Blackjack here. Still without AC, so you're going to have to deal with my little desk here. So, anyway, today we are doing a full review of the game BattleLund by the Sundered Vault. Absolutely great game. You can see here I've got some of the pieces laid out. It is a print and play game. Now, what that means for those of you who don't know, which most of you should, but for those of you who don't know, is you pay for the game, gives you all the rules, and then instead of you having to go out and buy miniatures, they give you little printouts so you can actually make your own units. In this game, when you buy the base set, you get the basic rules. Well, I can't even say basic rules. You get the rule book that contains 4 armies, and of course the sheets for 2 of them, which I honestly can't remember which they are. I'll have to double check on that. I'll go ahead and annotate it up in the side here. As soon as I figure out how to do that, still new to the YouTube thing. So it is considered a rank and flank game. The best way I can compare this game to is imagine if you took Warhammer 4th or 5th edition, a little bit of Kings of War, and a little bit of the grand strategy games, put it into a 15 millimeter scale, because that's what these are, 15 millimeter scale game, and then just made it fun. This is not one of those games that's all grim dark, look how horrible the game is, the world is going into chaos. No, this is basically what you get if you took Funko, Chibi, and Order to the Stick and made a game out of it. Super fun. So anyway, I'm going to go and start here. This is your basic rules, or the starter set rules, which is the complete rule set. Now on this, I only printed out the reference sheets because the complete rules include fluff and things like that, but you'll see why I only print out the reference sheets. Nice thing about it is your units gives you all your unit stats, sequence of play, your moving and turning. For those of you, this is actually a very simple game. It's nowhere as complex as things like you'll find in Kings of War or even Warhammer. It's all based on 90-degree turns, having fun, damage, all that fun stuff. And most of it will come in pretty quickly for you guys. It's your standard. What you see is what you get. And I'll go over the stats here real quick. Your spell lists, armor list, and your traits. Now this is where the game adds a little bit of its complexity. You got all your different traits listed throughout. Now some armies have basically most of the units have a single trait. Some units don't have any of these traits. So it's pretty fun. Now here's the reason I only printed out the base list. Is because this is all you basically need to play the game. Because later on, he made the expansion set, BattleLund, Omen of Storms. What I like about this one is, as opposed to some other games, I'll be careful there, some other game systems, when they do an update rules, you have to hold on to the main rule book, you have to keep flipping to that, then you have to go over to this rule book, look up this rule, and oh, what does this unit do? What did this trait change? No. The guys over there at the Sundered Vault, with their seal of equality, have done is when they update the rules, they put it all in one new rule book. They only leave out the basic rules, which is your moving sequence of play, which you get in the main one. And it tells you all the adjustments they've made, new abilities. In this one, in the base rule set was, you didn't have a lot of options to basically adjust your game. There were no magic items. You just bought the unit as is. The only thing in the game is you bought your spells. You didn't roll for them like some other games. So that was actually pretty cool. This one I did. Tells you what the trait changes are. And even some existing rules like your oafish, which is, for some people, know it as stupidity. Weapon changes, even new additions. But if you go to the back, so all the changes, just so you know, very thin, page 0, so a total of 6 pages of changes. Not that thing. The biggest change in the game is it increased its point size. I think he did that because most people who played this game, your standard games were at 400 points, but most people were playing at 600 points. So he went and adjusted the game to make it playable at that level. But then, not only did he do that, at the end, he added in new units and the updated rules and sheets for every single army in the game, barring a couple of new ones he's added since then, which of course already reflect those changes. So I got to give them a big kudos for that. Now, the one thing that does separate this game, another thing that separates, I can say the one thing, another thing that separates this game from some of its contemporaries is we're used to a I go, you go kind of system. In this game, it's a phase-driven system. So, of course, you have your sequence of plays, which is your command phase, where your leader, whoever that happens to be, take this Dark Elf, the Mistress of Ruin. You get points that you can use for orders, and you can actually issue orders to your different guys. You get so many dice you can use to try and equip those orders or send those orders out, which can be big changes. All right, then you move. So the way it is, you roll for priority. Whoever gets priority, all right, my Mistress of Ruin is going to issue these orders. All right, I'm done issuing orders. All right, then the order phase passes to, in this case, the dwarves, which does the same thing. They do all theirs. That's it. Then you go on to your movement phase, and it goes to, we'll take this unit, say they're attached like this, and you'll see, I'll explain all the rules as the game goes in. It's, all right, let me move this. I'm going to move them, do its movement. Now you move a unit. I'll do all its movement. Now you move back and forth for every single phase. Now the reason I like this is it really does give a better give and take than some other games where it's, all right, we're going to do a back and forth. You move that unit, do everything. All right, now that unit's done, it can't do anything. So it gives you a really, really good balance back and forth. Some negatives of the game, because every game has some negatives. Rules aren't always that clear. There are sometimes, especially in the first edition rulebook. Now, he is coming out with the second one, which I'm sure is going to update all this. But in the first edition, there are some units that come out and they say, oh, it can do a shooting attack. Okay, cool. What's its range? What's going on here? So they did miss some things, and some things weren't explained clearly. Now he is looking to go ahead, or they, should I say, are looking to go ahead and update that with the second edition rulebook. So I'm going to say right now we'll go do 2 different scores. Now here I like to do a true 1 through 10 scale. 5 being a true average. All right? Doesn't mean the game's bad. It just means it's like an play it if you want. Good for a quick game, but not a keeper. In this game, I'm going to say for the base game, BattleLund, rulebook, have all the armies. That's it. No additions, no nothing. I'll probably rate it about a 7.5. Very simple, great way to get some of the younger kids into some more complex rank and flank games. But for some of you more big tactical players, there's not a whole lot of customization to it. The game is really simple at that level. Now, when we add in the Omen of Storms, did I say that all right? Yes, Omen of Storms. I would actually put that about an 8.5. Reason being, while the game itself is still very, very simple, straightforward, move guys, hit, they die, move forward, go on. The fact that they added in a little bit more complexity. You got special characters, unique characters that aren't just, this is a high general, he's unique in this army. No, you've actually got characters with some depth and some story behind it. You also get what's called the Quartermaster. I'm sure some of you saw that. Those are the characters that can equip equipment, different weapons, things like that, special tokens, all kinds of stuff. Plus, it added in lots of specialized terrain. And I'm sorry for the shaking, guys. But it give you some very specialized terrain, which I really, really enjoy. Yeah, so just so you know, first thing on the shopping list is going to get a better camera holder. So anyway, I'm new at this, guys. I'm sure you guys can forgive me. If not, well, oh well, you don't forgive me. Anyway, um, I have to say though, Omen Storms, it adds in a lot more complexity, but not so much that it's going to overwhelm the people who get the base game, who understand it. Plus, it adds in you've got your undead, you've got your something unique. Right now, they added in, I guess you could say, a monster faction called the Nightlands. Its big things is poison, things like that. I really haven't played them yet to get a feel for them, but looks like it can be a game changer. I know he's working on some other factions that should be coming out within the next 6 months to a year. I'm not exactly sure. Sunder Volts, please correct me when I'm wrong. And I am glad to get this new camera set up. Anyway, guys, quick review here. I hope you enjoyed it. I will be doing a full demo list or a demo game. 2 different versions. One where I'm just going to sit here, explain it, show off stats. And I'm going to do a full-fledged demo game. And then we're going to play a full-fledged 600-point, smash your face in, let's have fun, no hole bar. We're going to do this game. Anyway, if you want to check them out, they have a bunch of other games. Novus Crusade, which is a 28mm paper game. I know he's got an upcoming game called Pirate Chaos. Keep an eye out for a special appearance in that one. And just so you know, I bought all this with my own funds. It was not supported by them at all. Just happen to love this game. Anyway, any questions, comments, feel free to put them down here. Any suggestions on how to improve my quality, please do not hesitate to let me know. I'm doing this for a lot of fun. Well, it is a lot of fun, but I'm doing this mainly for fun and just to keep your spirits up. Anyway, guys, you have an awesome day.